Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. Young Thug is at last free now, and we've all been hoping to see what his best course of action will be. He's been low-key for the recent days. He hasn't actually done anything beside tweet. We know that Maria the researcher even went as far as dropping the rest of her visit to fly out the day that he got let out of jail. I need to much oblige for Jay, and our relationship, it has truly been a long time, and it has been, as a matter of fact, hard. There was individuals who was telling me I could never see him again, individuals who was snickering at me and snickering at the circumstance, ridiculing us all. You who kicked the bucket to me and pass on to this also. Said this was rarely returning. What you gonna say presently now, when I say that we got to switch it up, how about we simply come as far as possible so I can get on this fly? Quite possibly. The earliest individual that Young Thug tweeted to was Little Child. How about we drop one of these rodents? Peter now dropped one of these rodents. Many individuals were expecting he was discussing Gunna. Pretty much everyone, individuals that were fundamentally squealing on him, who took request bargains and wound up essentially sort of tossing him under the transport while he was in jail. One of the main individuals that Young Thug would be able to be alluding to about being a rodent is, in all honesty, Gunna, and this was affirmed today fundamentally or a couple hours prior when Young Thug tweeted Gun. Nah, quit behaving like we companions on the web. I don't know you, my person. So this is a very disturbing, exceptionally bizarre, however sort of not unexpected comment about Gunna. I mean, we've all been saying that Gunna is a rodent. A great deal of rappers have been calling Firearm out as a rodent, and in any event, when to the extent that not working with them, Lil Child was one of these individuals who called Gunna a rodent and said he won't make music with him, no, all the more. So Young Thug saying this is very unusual and peculiar given the way that he explicitly asked the appointed authority for Firearm to be one of the main individuals from Atlanta that he could make music with. So he asked the adjudicator, yo, I know I'm not expected to converse with no one from Atlanta, yet allowed me to in any case make music with Gunna. I'm authoritatively committed to make music with this man currently. He's by the same token doing this, since it helps his case, or then again, in light of the fact that he genuinely needs to continue to make music with him now. This tweet, there could be a few things he can by the same token have been hacked, or he genuinely believes that Gunna is a narc. Now Scholastics continued this entire little tirade about the circumstance. He said, I've been told you all. Hooligan told Dirk Child and a couple other rappers that Gunna was no decent while he was imprisoned. Importance. It ain't not a chance he can return out, and legitimize shaking with Gunna when he told them not to shake with Gunna when he was secured. So Scholastics is saying that Young Thug told this large number of rappers that Gunna was a no-o, that Gunna was a narc, that they couldn't make music with Gunna on the grounds that Gunna was a rod. And now, Hooligan initially needed to drop on Firearm a delivery date and planned to have Child and Dirk highlights. Those elements didn't wind up on his venture. However, he in a real sense sent a message to them saying, I don't with that F, and I need to drop on this date. He likewise didn't do that. So there's an entire part of abnormal things rambling about this present circumstance. I mean, pretty much nothing. Soil got secured. He has his own circumstance on that side going down, however dropping around. And the same time as Gunna is either a truly savvy move, like a truly savvy showcasing move, or that's what he's doing at a dislike, saying that we're not going to allow this slide to like, you squeal on me, you fundamentally turn on me, you're my adversary now. Scholastics is continuing saying that he still predicts that Young Thug will come out and say that he got hacked in a couple, be that as it may, how often he will tell you all he don't F with Gunna before you all trust it, so the thing's scout. Holastics is attempting to say is that Young Thug is deliberately spreading the word about it, that he trusts that Gunna is a rodent. He doesn't shake with him. He doesn't maintain that individuals should work with him yet. He can't say so freely on account of his probation and legitimate reasons. He ought not be acting this way in light of the fact that he's in a real sense waiting on the post-trial process for like 25 years. He can't be acting actually like gracious. He's a narc gracious. He's a his and that, since it doesn't look great for himself, and it might actually land him back in jail. Now Hooligan needed to cut out speaking with Gunna and the request bargain since there's business still to be done. He has Gunna and gets that aren't finished, assuming that he was banished from having any correspondence with Gunna that would have Gunna unlawful out in attempting to get out the arrangement. So it appears to be that he's doing this with the goal that he can, in any case, have him work under him and take cash from him, yet he truly doesn't have any desire to do that since he's a rodent. However, he really wants the cash, and he needs to get back at him somehow. So sort of could possibly what's continue between Young Thug and Gunna. I don't believe it's the most astute thing to do even on The off chance that he was a rodent you moved to step away from everything since 25 years of probation is seemingly forever, where you got to keep your head extremely low. You got this large number of eyes watching you one slip up could land you back in jail. And I feel like this could be a slip up. This could be seen as goodness. He's actually attempting to fight back at realized game individuals. Like I feel that is what's happening. He has of now said that YSL was a posse. He conceded to that in court. So it's a pretty serious thing to mess with. Okay, so it isn't lost on the court that the state had. They had the option to come to settlement on specific extraordinary circumstances, was able to excuse this. HERICO altogether count was ready to altogether dismiss one of the posse counts, and was willing to completely excuse this, assault rifle count, was ready to give a sentence that allowed Mr. Williams to leave the entryway today, and thusly doesn't appear to be especially stressed that Mr. Williams, if on the roads, would be a threat to society. I'm bringing that into thought and making my sentence and in allowing a new supplication to the RICO count, and one of the two-pack counts I am Ellen allow the new to the one in the event that you were not confessing to somewhere around one of them. Yet you are, and you all concede a real reason for the counts that you are confessing to. I view there as a real premise for those counts, and for the leftover counts, with which you are charged, I will force a sentence furthermore. And I've taken a tad of the proposed exceptional circumstances from the guard and a tad of the extraordinary conditions proposed by the indictment among co. 1. The court sentence is 20 years, to serve 5 years commune to time, serve the equilibrium of 15 years, to be probated, and a $25,000 fine on count 2. The sentence is 5 years to serve, drove to time served, that is the base sentence that is allowed on that count. It is expected to be run continuously. I'm going to run it sequential to count 1 yet. I'm going to backload goodness. I'm grieved that isn't driven, that is 5 years to serve, and it will be run successively to count 1 back. Cloaded, by which I mean after you serve your 15 years of probation, assuming that you have been effective on that probation, and I truly trust that you are then toward the finish of that 15 years, I will drive the whole rest of any administration part of your sentence to time served. I'll get to its furthest limit, what's more, give you the complete sentence. However, I'm likewise going to force a $155,000 fine. As to that count, 20 years to serve, 5 drove to time, serve the equilibrium of 15 years probated simultaneous, with count 1 count 58 10 years to serve, drove to time served to offset probated simultaneous, with count 159 5 years to serve, drove to time served simultaneous, with count 165 years to serve, driven to time served simultaneous. With count 1 count 61 5 years to serve, that is expected to be likewise a successive sentence, so that will be run continuously to count 56, and backloaded count 62 10 years to serve additionally required to be served successively, that is going to be continuous to count 61 2 backloaded, so basically the aggregate sentence is 40 years to serve the first 5 years in jail, however drove to the time that you have proactively served, followed by 15 years. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.